today we're gonna be doing our second TPT critique. So I did my first one a long time ago, thinking I was gonna do them routinely. Now it's been like 6 or 7 months. So today we're gonna do a TPT critique, and I am planning to do these much more often. I would like to do them maybe every month or every other month for the next few months at least. Now I picked a person for today off of last time's TPT critique. If you would like a chance to get your store critiqued, then you can leave the link to it down below. Also let me know how long you've had your store, and then just any other pertinent information that you have. The more information I know, the better I can help you out. Of course, everything I say is not end all be all, but all of the critiques that I'm offering are just to help you get your store as good as possible, to hopefully sell as much stuff as possible. So let's get started. So what I did is I just went to YouTube and I picked one at random from the last video where we talked about TPT critiques. And so I ended up here at NCEA English Online. So on the YouTube comment, she said that she'd had her store for about 2 months. That comment had been there for at least a few weeks, maybe a month. So it could be even longer than that. But I have a couple really interesting things that I want to go over. Of course, you can completely disregard everything that I say, totally just my opinions, but you know, it's always helpful anyway. So here I am on English Online. Couple things that I notice: really good rating, 4.8 is really good. 44 votes, like that's a lot, especially for 2 months, and 43 products. That is wonderful. You want to get those products up as soon as possible because that's really just going to help you out. I also like these custom categories over here. That is super helpful for buyers, and also if you have any like social media or anything, if you can point those out and let them know that could be really helpful. So like every once in a while on stories on Instagram, I'll just be like, yeah, and so if you go to my shop, you can see these categories and search by what you want to find. And sometimes they don't know that, so that's really helpful. So definitely like that, keep that going. A lot of your products look really interesting. So like design your own locker. Looks like fun. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, good. And you have bundles. Bundles are super helpful. Okay. PowerPoint downloads, so both you and your students can edit, whether your students are distance learning or not. Inserting pictures of representations to what is important. You can design your own as the teacher, which provide an example and allow them. Okay. So it's a PowerPoint. I would probably put this in Google Slides. That way they could have, you know, everyone can see them all, but if you want to do PowerPoint, I mean, that's totally fine. Most people use it with 5th grade, it says 5th, and then middle school, of course. So I guess they are decorating this part. Okay, that looks like fun. And I have it sorted bestsellers, so that's fun. And then virtual classroom and design your own locker. Okay, good. I like how you have kind of this theme going. Digital resource bundle, weekly locker schedule, interactive student desk. I like how your logo is on there. Okay, cool. Let's look at this. So I'm guessing this is a book, because it says buy. I've never heard of it, but that's okay. And let's see, what does it say? There are 5 tasks in total, 4 tasks based on a short story and 1 final puzzle task. Okay, so a couple of things in here, just from reading this, and I might find these other places, but just from reading the description, I have a few questions. My first question is like what grade level I'm supposed to use this with. The second question would be what the tasks are about. So you don't necessarily have to say like task 1 is XYZ, task 2 is this, that, and the other, but it would be helpful to say, you know, oh, the tasks are about whatever topic, because I don't teach English, so I don't know. Let's see if we can figure it out. Okay, so it's like a sign. Okay, so plot diagram. So I would add that in there and say tasks include things like plot diagrams and this, that, and the other. Different things. You do have the grade levels marked here, but I would also put them in the description, and specifically I would put them in
your first paragraph. Your first paragraph is called the snippet, and that is where like all the keywords get pulled from. So you want to make that really keyword rich. And by that I mean you want to put as many things that people are searching for in there. So I would definitely add like ELA, English class, and the grade level in here, and then the topic. So I would maybe say like in here include there are 5 tasks, including things like plot diagrams and whatever the other tasks are. Let's see if we can see the preview. Okay. This doesn't tell me a lot about what the product is. I think it would be better if I could actually see the pages a little better. You can still have them layered so that people can't steal them, but I would make them a little bit bigger so that I can see it. Also, if you can narrow down these grades, that might help a little bit, because 12th graders and 5th graders are probably, I hope, not on the same reading level. So if someone's searching for high school stuff, but they see 5th grade on here, they might not purchase it, and vice versa. It does look like a lot of fun, but if you can make those little tweaks, I think that will help quite a bit. Although I did want to say, I love, love, love the bullet points here. I always include this in everything. I always suggest to people to include this because it is just so helpful, because some people are going to sit here and read all of this and some people are just going to look at the bullet points. Okay, so I downloaded the free download, which is up here on another tab, and I had a couple of things on here. So first of all, I would title this something other than document 4 so we can see it. Secondly, I don't know why this happened, the error bookmark not defined, but I would do something because it looks like it's not right. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be or not, but it looks like it's not correct. So then we have researching topics. Okay, so I like that. That's fun. I like how you have the little clouds. That makes it more fun. It might be helpful to have like lines separating these out, but totally up to you. What I'm a little bit confused about is, are these related? Oh, is this part of a bigger product? That might be it. That might be why I'm confused. Okay. Okay. I'm with ya. Okay. I was very confused by this document with things like the error not defined, and then I couldn't figure out how these two sheets were related, but it makes so much more sense when I now know that it is a bigger product. Okay, if I were you, I would make this that free product up there at the top, because what's going to happen is people are going to do what I did and they're going to click on the free download up here at the top, and then they're going to be super, super, super confused because it's not the full thing. But if this is already free, make this your freebie. Like, that's going to do a lot better. Yeah, because this is really thorough and a lot of helpful things, and it makes just a lot more sense. That's just going to be a lot better, because your free download is basically like a let's give people an idea of what my store is about. So you always want it to be high quality so that people will want to purchase it. I saw that you're using Microsoft Word. If you want to use Microsoft Word, go for it. But if I were you, I would maybe look into PowerPoint, because it's going to be a lot easier to do things like this and get everything lined up on PowerPoint. The other thing is that you should have, I can't think of what it's called, the little copyright symbol at the bottom of your pages. So if you're in Microsoft Word, you could add it as like a footer, but you want to put your name and the date so that people know that it belongs to you. I do mine in PowerPoint. Well, I actually use Keynote now, but I just do like a text box in the bottom and do it's the like parentheses with a C in the middle. That's the copyright sign, and then my name and the year, and depending on what it is, sometimes I'll put my website and sometimes I don't, just kind of depending on what is up. But definitely put that so that people are not just stealing your stuff. Okay, so those are things I would improve. The first paragraph in your description, having lots and lots of keywords in them. I would replace your freebie and then add the watermark down at the bottom. And then the other thing that I noticed is the covers. So your thumbnails are really important because that's the first thing that people see. And your thumbnails are really easy to read, which we like, and they're colorful. However, I'm assuming those are like your first two products. We've all been there. It's okay. However, my concern is that they all look very, very, very different. It would be a little bit better if they looked at least somewhat similar. Now, that doesn't mean they all have to look exactly alike. If that's not your style, that's fine. But I would do something so like these all have that same blue color, which is great. Or if you want to add your logo really small in the corner, that would be great. Or use the same fonts. See, you have like that font and that font are different. So try to find something to make them cohesive, whether that is like having them the same style but different colors, or having them the same colors but different styles, or something like that. They don't have to all be the same, but I would make them a little more cohesive so that when people look, they start thinking, oh, hey, this is English Online. Because if I looked at these three, I wouldn't think that they were from the same person. So even just this with like your little logo, you could even make it smaller than that. It doesn't have to be big, but just something so that they look similar. See, like these two match, but then those don't match this one. Ooh, I really like that one. That one's really pretty. So that's something I would look into. You don't necessarily have to go back and like replace all of your things, but I would, at least from like this point on, I would make them more cohesive. Again, whether you want to do the same colors and fonts but different styles, or if you want to do the same style but different colors, different fonts, different things, you can still, move things around so that you have like all the cool stuff, but I would make something about them similar just so that we get the same kind of vibe from all of them, I guess is what I'm going for. Is you want the same kind of vibe. When I look at all of them, I should get kind of the same feeling. So see if you can find that. And a good way to do that is to just search for something super random. I like to search in something that is not my niche at all. So like you are English, so I might search math centers, because you're not making math centers, and that just helps with not copying people, because you don't want to copy people. But just kind of look through and see like what stands out to you. So like I can see on this one, I like how it has that really bold text, and the dark color, like the purple with the white, is really helpful for seeing it. Like I can read that very, very easily. And then also the product is on there, and I love the zoom in. That is a great idea. See, now I'm getting ideas. I really like this one. It's got like product photography on it. Again, really easy to read, but just kind of go through and see what stands out to you, because what you like might be different than what I like, obviously, but just go through and look and see like what are the things that you notice, and then see if you can incorporate some of those things, and just, again, try to make them more cohesive. And as you can see, like all of these are on the first page, so they're doing really well, but they're all very, very different. So they don't have to, you don't have to do exactly what someone else is doing, but I would try to come up with something that like you are doing all throughout. All right, so those are my tips as a recap. Super impressed at the amount of reviews you've gotten. That means you're probably doing pretty well. If you have 44 reviews, that means you've at least sold 44 things. And then I like your custom categories. I love the bullet points in the descriptions. I love how creative all your stuff is, and how you have these like little product lines. So you have like all the little virtual things, and I saw you had that like book room, and then you also have like the escape room. You have a lot of things that go together, and I love that you already have the bundles up. Super, super helpful. I would change your free download. I would add your logo down here to the bottom, and I would look at those thumbnails and your snippets. So those are kind of your action items. Tweak those little things and then see if it helps. Again, totally my opinion. You can completely ignore everything I say, and that's fine. I'm not offended. I hope that was all really, really helpful.
All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some really good feedback from it, and whether or not you're the person in the video, that you learned a few things to apply to your store as well. Like I mentioned, if you would like to be in the next one, then leave your link down below and I will pick out of the comments of this video for the next one. Bye.